All right, we are recording and I'm super excited to be here. Shelly, thank you for inviting me. Tonight, I'm going to teach you guys about Teamzy. I'll show you the workflows and how to set it up and all this good stuff. But also, I want to teach you a little bit about relationship marketing because Teamzy is more than just a software. It's kind of an approach, a way to do the business. And I know a lot of people are attracted to Teamzy because they want to do this business without being icky and salesy and spammy. So I'm going to teach you guys a little bit of both, little relationship marketing, and then we're going to dive into Teamzy, and of course I'll stay on and answer questions at the end if you guys have questions. Let me go ahead and mute everybody too really quick. Okay, so I've got a little presentation here. We're going to start with this, and this is what I want to talk to you about first: how to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Okay, how to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Um, Another thing that Teamzy does, which is really cool, is it helps you get it all done in less than an hour a day. And that's the idea. So I'll be talking a little bit about it tonight. Just to formally introduce myself, as I said, my name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. I just wanted you guys to know my background is not actually network marketing. My background is business coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business consultant for 20 years. And business consulting is one of those really cool occupations where your kids walk in, like mine did today, and said, "Dad, explain to us what you do for a living again." And I was like, they're like, "We know there's a thing called Teamzy, but we don't really understand." So I had to explain again. But basically, I've been helping people build businesses based on relationships, relationship building, for 20 years. And well, we started Teamzy 5 years ago. About 7 years ago, I discovered network marketing. And it was just, for me, it was just kind of something for fun, a little side hustle. How many of you guys, it's just like a side hustle maybe that you started up? And so I started, just kind of doing it for fun. I found some products I really loved. And then I started looking at it and realizing what a great opportunity it was. Here's a shot of my family. See, as much as I loved being a business coach and consultant, I was always working. I never really had time for my family. I was constantly at work. And I thought, wow, network marketing, what a great opportunity for me to, to really carve out some time to be free, to be with my family at the same time building the income that I wanted. And so I started kind of looking at my business. How can I build this business while working full time and have more time for my family? It seemed like a big challenge. But what I understood was that if I could build the right tools, well, first I would look for them, but nobody had built them yet. I knew that if I had the right tools, I could leverage that little bit of time a day to build my business. And so that's kind of how Teamzy came to be, because I needed a way to do those essential activities in less than an hour so I could get on with my life. And so we built Teamzy. We launched it 5 years ago, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's happened. And Teamzy is not one of those things where we had angel investors and big companies behind us. We built it from the ground up ourselves, and we just kind of put it out there, and it spread really just by word of mouth. And in 5 years of being in business, just to give you guys some ideas, we've had more than 150,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is amazing and humbling for us. It's just kind of like the little engine that could. And as far as our partnership with Xyngular in 2020 has been incredible. And you guys know, and that's why we're here tonight. The Xyngular people who've been using Teamzy, their results have been phenomenal. Phenomenal. We're seeing active Xyngular users averaging 36 new customers and 14 new recruits to their teams over 90 days. Those numbers are just almost double what we're seeing in other networks. And I know you guys have felt the growth for sure the last 6 months, and we're happy to have been played a role in that growth with Xyngular in the last 6 months. Hopefully the folks that are watching, you guys watching this tonight, and some of the people on your teams who are going to maybe get this recording, we can get into that same category of using this actively. So let's talk a little bit about relationship marketing, because I want you guys to kind of get this concept before I dive into the software. What is relationship marketing? Have you guys heard this term before? It's kind of a, Shelly, it's not fair. I know you've heard it. It's kind of a buzzword, though. It's kind of a buzzword in the industry now. It didn't used to be. Everyone's talking about relationships. And I can't tell you how many conventions I've gone to where a speaker says it's all about relationships. And then they continue to train on tactics that alienate people and damage relationships. I want you guys to understand relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. It puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. People know when there's a target being painted on their backs. They know when you're really just being nice because you want to sell them something. Make sense? So we put the people first. Also, this isn't some abstract feel-good concept, right? Relationship marketing, yay. This is a system. It's a proven system that we follow, always knowing what to do next. Always knowing what to do next. The Lord has blessed us with an abundant life. And what I've done for 20 years to earn an abundant life is teach this proven system that I'm going to give you guys a glimpse into tonight. Also, relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. And that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. I know it's a big definition, but you need to understand something. As business owners, your first role is to determine which lead generation system your business will use. How will you attract interest? How will you bring inquiry? How will you garner new customers and new recruits? What system will you employ in your business? Each business has to decide what type of lead generation they're going to employ. And this is important for you guys to ponder this question, because you are not people who sell and market Xyngular's amazing products. That's not your business. You're in the lead generation business. You're in the lead generation business. Your business is initiating consumer interest and inquiry. Does this make sense? Okay, I just want you guys to get that mindset shift. Now, here's the next piece I want you to get, and that's this, that developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Your job is to generate new leads so that you can build relationships with them. It's not to uncover prospects so you can sell products to them. There's a difference. It's to generate new leads so that you can develop relationships with them. We need to focus on the relationship. And by focusing on the relationship, you guys will generate more sales. How do you think we're getting to 36 customers? And what was it? 14 recruits? I mean, those numbers are insane. It's because when we focus on the relationship, we can turn relationships into advocates. We can turn relationships into advocates, and that's by investing time and providing outstanding service. You see, I want you guys to think about this. Every person you talk to, some of them aren't going to be interested in Xyngular products. Is that true? Some of them have no interest in joining the network marketing industry. True? But every one of them can be your advocate. Every one of them can be so inspired by your passion and your mission that they want other people to support your business. And by working this system, you guys, I want you to understand this. It's not just about yeses and nos. The nos become advocates. Some of them turn into yeses too. Make sense? You're creating an army of advocates by sharing your mission, building relationships, loving on people. Wow, I love what she's doing. Oh, you need to lose weight? You need to talk to my friend, Renee. This is what she does. She's passionate about it. I'm going to connect you guys. Does this make sense? This is how this works. Okay, next principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. This means if you're a jerk, it ain't going to work. Okay? You need to be trustworthy, which means we got to put aside all those things we may have been taught that have made you feel a little icky when you did it. Right? All the things that felt a little disingenuous when you did it, but people told you this is what top people do. Shelly, this is what all the top people do. You should just do it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just do what those people did. Now, you guys, I want you guys to understand something right now. My business partner and brother from another mother, Mike Lopez, he and I have been business partners forever. And one of the things that we've learned is that in every industry that has sales, which I guess is every industry, only 2 to 5% of people have the personality who can just like cram through a list and go for no and not care about rejection. Do you guys realize this? How many of you guys think you're the 2 to 5%? Does anybody here identify with that? We got one. Okay, good. Great. Well, you can keep doing whatever you want. You don't necessarily need all this. If you feel like you can do that, that's perfect. And those are in our industry, in network marketing, we call those the diamonds, right? You're mining for diamonds. You're going to go through 1,000 people to find one of those people. I'm here to tell you guys, everybody can build this business, but not everybody can do it that way. Does that make sense? Now, here's the good news though. When you build trust, it's fun. Trust makes the work fun. You don't have to convince people. You don't have to sell people. You can get right to the helping part, which is why we're here, right? Also, trust removes the ickiness feeling. You don't feel icky. Your friends and family don't feel icky because we're not trying to do something to them. We're not trying to get something from them. And you get to go for yes. Instead of the go for no and dealing with tons of rejection, you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. People are excited to help you. People are excited to be part of your mission. So let's talk quickly about how to build trust, and then we'll jump into Teamzy. I'll show you guys how it all works. Really quickly, there are 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay, 4 essential ingredients to building trust. I'll go through these really quickly, so make sure you're ready to take the notes down. The first one is chemistry, then character. Number 3 is competence. Number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Okay. So let's talk about chemistry. This is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Bottom line, people want to do business with a friend. Do I have a lot of choices? If I'm interested in Xyngular, do I have a lot of choices of reps? Absolutely. I want to do one with my friend. I want to do business with my friend. You need to find out when you meet somebody, whether it's in person, social media, whatever, you need to ask questions. Find that rapport. What do you have in common? Make sense? Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay, character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Just notice something about this, you guys. It's not something you have, it's something you do. Character is something you do. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what an amazing, you could have been Mother Teresa your entire life. I met you today. That doesn't matter. I don't know your character. You have to show me your character. How do you show me your character? By showing how you care for me and for other people. Character is a 24-hour thing. Here's the good news. How many of you guys think it would be great if everybody had great character? Starting with us, right? Wouldn't that be great? So the most important marketing plan in your business is that you are intentional about demonstrating your character 24/7. This is your marketing channel. It's how you take care of your customers and your prospects. But it's more than that. It's how you post on social media. Do you post selfishly or is it to serve your audience? It's how you drive your car on the highway. Are you courteous to other people? Do you return the shopping cart at the Target parking lot? Are you a good tipper? Do you take good care of people when they take care of you? Are you a good neighbor? These things all matter for your business, believe it or not. Does it make sense? Because people know when they feel good about your character that you care for them. Number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you're doing and you're a business person. So there's 2 pieces. The first piece is, the easiest way for me to explain this is like this. Do I think you can help me solve my problem? Sales is helping people solve a problem. So let's say, what's my problem? Maybe I need to lose 30 pounds because I have high blood pressure. Can you help me with that? How many of you guys feel confident that you could help me with that? How would I know that you're good at this? How are you demonstrating to me that you know how to help with this? Does this make sense? It's important for me to know. Some of you guys, I don't know, maybe not you on this call, but I've talked to a lot of people who keep their business kind of a secret. Well, if that's the case, how's anyone going to know you're competent at this? So you need to be sharing with people how you're helping people, what you're learning, what you're personally achieving. Some of you have an amazing story yourselves. It's so funny, you guys. Years ago, I used to do Beachbody. Some of you guys know that. And I don't now. I just want you to know I'm not a builder in any business because of Teamzy. I don't want any conflicts. But my success partner was an Olympic athlete. And my story was I was really overweight and I lost a bunch of weight. And she actually used to say to me all the time, "You're so lucky that you were really overweight because it's so much easier for you to tell your story." I'm like, "You're an Olympic athlete. Honestly, we're selling fitness." She's like, "I know, but I don't have a before and after." I'm like, "No, you don't need a before and after. You're an Olympic athlete. You already, people know you're competent about fitness." Does this make sense? So many times we get caught up in comparing ourselves. It doesn't matter where you're at. It matters that you show your journey, what you're learning, what you've been able to help with. Does this make sense? And when you're new, if you're brand new and you don't have that feeling of competence yet, then you talk about your team. You talk about the people on the Zoom. You talk about how they've helped people and how they're going to help you and your friends together. Make sense? The first piece is, if you want me to be a customer, I need to know you can help me. And that's by demonstrating your competence. The second piece is, why am I going to join your team? Why do I think, do I believe you can help me build this business? And so I need to see you growing in your competence there. And, it doesn't mean that you guys get the, fancy trip to the Caribbean. Though if you are winning that, you need to let people know. But maybe just, you got the quick start bonus, or you did this, or I got I got this cool Xyngular baseball cap they sent me this month because I had a good month. Whatever it is, let people know that you're winning little milestones. And again, if you're new and you don't have those yet, talk about your team. Share their stories. Does it make sense? Chemistry, character, competence, the first three ways to build trust. You guys, this is an everyday process, right? Building trust with people. Now, really quick on this, there's a principle that underlies these. I'm just going to share it with you really quickly. How am I doing on time? Okay, I'll speed it up. Here's the principle. When somebody wants to do business with you, they really only care about three things. Now, they may not say these out loud. These are more things they feel, right? But these are the three things they care about. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? And look, here's what I want you guys to know about this. If they're not sure about one or any of these, they'll raise objections. They'll ask questions and raise objections. And that's totally great. You're not going to have an amazing relationship with somebody at the get-go. You have to build that over time. So objections are a great way for you to know, okay, I haven't demonstrated these things yet. That's okay. I need to continue investing in this relationship, overcome those objections, talk them through, help them with their problems. If somebody knows these are yes, 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 you have an advocate. You have somebody who will bend over backwards to bring people to your business, which is the ultimate goal in all your relationship building. You want an army of advocates, people who are so excited about what you do that when they hear anyone talking about it, they interrupt and say, you need to talk to my friend Shelly. Oh my gosh. My friend Jane does this all day long. I need to introduce you. Right? I'm telling you guys, you get here. You get to a place where that's your business and it's pretty cool. Some of you are like that about Teamzy, and I'm grateful for that too. And you say, you guys got to look at Teamzy. Thank you. And I hope every single one of you guys who's new to first time you're meeting me tonight will leave this call thinking that Teamzy guy is passionate. You guys should check out Teamzy. And I hope to turn you guys into my advocates too. Last piece about this principle. If somebody knows the answer is no to any one of these, they'll never do business with you, and they will tell their friends and family not to as well. Is this true? You just think about it. Just think about businesses that you've said, I'm not doing business with them. It was one of these things, right? It was one of these things. Okay. Now, just the last piece I do want you to know is if you get a no on the last question, are you good at what you do? Because you messed something up, that is the one thing that you can repair. In fact, that's a totally different training. I gotta stay focused, right? I could go off. Shelly knows, she's been with me on boot camp. I can go off on tangents, but I do want you to know that sometimes the best way to build a loyal customer for life is to screw up with them, because they judge you more on how you overcame your own mistake than being flawless. Does that make sense? So you can have satisfied customers. To get really loyal customers, usually you have to mess something up, or maybe corporate messes something up. Did we have some shipping issues this year? We had some, right? So that was out of your control, but how you handled that may have created loyal customers. So just keep that in mind. All right, next piece here is number 4, consistency. There's no better way to build trust than being consistent. Am I right? What works better? When I say, trust me, or when I show you repeatedly that I can be trusted? Consistency is the best way to build trust. Now, there's this great principle on this, and that's that people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. I love this principle because not only does being consistent build trust, but it actually draws people to you. They want to be around it. They want to be part of it. They think it's so admirable and they wish they had it. This actually builds our team for us. When we're being consistent, people are attracted to it. Many times people stay in the business longer because they love the team. They love the culture, right? They love being around other people who are striving to be consistent as well. whereas most people aren't. Okay, so let's talk about this really quick. Consistency. How many of you would say it's important to be a product of your product? Everybody, right? Everybody. Yes, absolutely. And let's talk about social media, right? Consistently posting and sharing on social media what you're doing in your story, not necessarily in a salesy way, but just sharing your journey. That's important, isn't it? To be consistent. How many of you guys are doing pretty well with there? Okay, good. And every once in a while I have people go like this. And it's like, okay, as soon as you go like this, what does that tell you? Something to work on, right? Because we can't do this business in secret. People have to know we're in business. Okay, I'll save that story for later if it comes back to me because it's a good one, but I got to keep going. Okay, so consistency. Let's talk about this really quick because it's important. The most important piece is not necessarily just being part of the product, posting on social media. The question is this one that's on the screen. Are you consistent with your relationships? Are you consistent with your relationships? Are you consistent about staying in touch with people? That's it. Simple. Staying in touch with people. Because remember, the key to this business is relationships. The key to relationships is staying in touch with people. Relationship building is a contact sport. You have to be in regular contact with people. That's how it's done. Okay. Now, I know time is scarce, which is why I built Teamzy. I'm going to show you in a second. It lets you do this very quickly and efficiently. But here's an important principle real quick before I jump into Teamzy. And if you haven't taken notes, write this down. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Now, just really quick on this, I just want to give you an example. Some of you guys have maybe heard me give this example. Hello, stop share. There we go. Okay, great. So just really quick on this, and then we'll jump into Teamzy. How many of you guys have ever received a beautiful card or letter from somebody you love, and it had a handwritten message? When you read it, it was like, just touched your heart. Hopefully everybody, right? Hopefully everybody. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, think about that card or letter that popped in your mind. Did you save it? Did you keep it? Do you have it saved somewhere, put aside? How many of you guys have like a special box or drawer, trunk full of old letters and cards that you can't part with? Isn't it amazing how we do it? I've got 4 kids. I know probably some of you guys have a bunch of kids too. And I actually have a bin for each one, plus all the other ones we've saved of all our special things that we keep, right? It's crazy. Luckily, I have a big garage. It's amazing how we save these things and treasure them forever. In fact, often when we pass on, our family will save cards and letters that we received. It's the most valuable thing that we leave behind. Do any of you have a card or letter from somebody you loved who's passed on and you've saved it? Isn't that incredible? Now, on the flip side, here's another type of card. This is a happy birthday postcard. Have you guys ever received one of these? This one's from my life insurance sales representative. It's a nice little card, postcard. I also get one of these from my dentist, and my dog typically gets one from the vet once a year on her birthday. Are these nice to get? None of you are as excited about this as the card you were thinking of. Do you guys ever get these? Do you keep them? This is the next question. Are these saved? No way. We throw these away pretty much immediately, right? How many of you guys have, like, you come into the house through the garage instead of through the front door? Do you guys do that? Or is that a California thing? I live in California. We come into the house through the garage, and where the car door opens, we have a recycling bin where most of the mail goes before it comes into the house, right? I mean, we'll get a whole thing of mail and one item will make it into the house. The rest goes in the recycling bin in the garage. It doesn't even get dignified about bringing it into the house. So these things typically don't get kept. So let's just look at the difference. Remember that principle. Investing time connecting with people is the only way to deepen a relationship. The reason why we do not value this is because it required 0 investment of time. They invested no time in sending this. It was an automatic service. They just paid for it, right? The other piece is, this is not personal. It's not personal. It's not personal, required no investment of time. The 2 things you must have to deepen a relationship. This has neither. We do not value it. Does this make sense? So as you're looking at how to build relationships in your business, you have to look at that principle. Anything you do needs to be personal, needs to be one. That means one-on-one, personal. And it requires an investment of your time if you want it to be valued. Now, what we did with Teamzy was we made it so it takes a minimal amount of time to invest in people and make their day. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. But the second you automate your marketing, the second you blast your marketing or bulk your marketing, you've taken away the ability to make an impact in the relationship. Does this make sense? Okay. So let me just drive back over here. I think I have one more screen and then we'll dive into Teamzy. So there's that principle again. Investing time, connecting with people is the only way to deepen a relationship. Okay. So this is all great, but you got to have a system to it. You have to have a system, a way to stay in contact with all your relationships, know when you're going to contact people, know what you're going to say so you don't stare at the screen all day trying to think of the perfect messaging. Any of you guys ever guilty of that? That used to be me. And make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. This is the big piece. Make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Okay. Let's jump into Teamzy really quick. Okay, where is it? I know I have it open. How many of you guys use multiple web browsers at the same time? Me too. I'm like, wait, which one is Teamzy open on? I've got Safari and I've got Chrome and I've got Brave. Brave's my new favorite. Have you guys ever heard of Brave? Okay, I'm going to use Chrome because most of you guys use Chrome, but let me tell you why Brave is so awesome while I'm getting logged in here. Brave does not allow anything to track you through the internet. So you can go whatever you want to do in the internet and it doesn't track you. It doesn't track all the things that you look at. And then if you change your browser from Google to DuckDuckGo, same thing. So you stop getting ads following you everywhere and stuff. Just something to think about. All right, so, okay, I'm ready to go here. Let's go ahead and do this. Great. I guess I need to hit the share button. I'm looking at it, but you guys aren't. Here we go. All right, so first of all, if you're not already using Teamzy, guys, go to teamzy.com/Xyngular. Teamzy.com/Xyngular. Okay, and you can start a free trial. We don't ask for a credit card number or anything to do a free trial. We just want you to use it and love it. And I forgot to mention it before, but we are incredibly proud and blessed to be what's the word I'm looking for? Endorsed by Xyngular Corporate. So because of that endorsement, at the end of your free trial, you get Teamzy for a third off of what we charge other networks. So it comes out to like 60 cents a day to use Teamzy after that first free month. So definitely get your free trial started. You'll want to do it after I demo this. Now, what we're looking at here right now is the first screen of the setup wizard. As soon as you log into your free trial, this is what you'll look at. And there's a little video from me. You can watch it. I'm going to skip the first couple screens though. I really want to focus in on this first. Set your income goal. So what we do in Teamzy is you're going to tell Teamzy how much you want to be earning, and Teamzy is going to tell you exactly what you need to do over the next year to hit that goal. How many of you guys would be super excited to know exactly what you need to do this year? So we've worked with so many people, over 150,000 now, that we've got this thing dialed in. So you can see I set my goal for 150,000. You can put that wherever you want it, okay? All right, so I'll put it back at 150,000. You just slide this thing around. Now, if you've been doing this a while, know if a few of you guys are experienced, maybe you're already making great money with Xyngular, then your goal is going to be the difference. So if you're making $100,000 a year now and you want to make $200,000 a year, then just set your goal for that difference, the 100,000. Make sense? If you don't have much income at all, then set your goal for where you want it and go for it. Now, one of the things you may have noticed is as I move this thing around, it changes my daily targets in those circles. So at 150, it's telling me to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors each day. Okay, 19 people. And I'll show you guys in a second. After you've been using Teamzy for a while, definitely less than an hour. But after you've been using Teamzy for a while, we're talking 20 minutes. Okay, continue. Once I've continued, the next step is to get my contacts into Teamzy. And so we want to get all your contacts into Teamzy so they live in one place. You're not hunting down pads of paper, sticky notes, spreadsheets, whatever you've been trying to use. Have them in one place. Teamzy is cloud-based, which means it'll be in your phone. It'll be in your computer. If you're out and about and you run into somebody, you don't have to write down their information on a napkin. You pull out your phone and add them to Teamzy right then and there. But beyond getting everything in here, so you're going to get your team in here, your customers, your past customers, you want them in there too. You're going to get you could put all your Facebook friends in here too. It's pretty cool. There's little instructions on how to do all that. But beyond getting everybody in one place organized, I'm going to show you guys what Teamzy does. Is it has a special algorithm that keeps you in touch with everybody in Teamzy. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to set follow-ups. You don't have to remember. It's just going to put them in front of you every day and tell you, here's who you're going to connect with today. It's pretty cool. So what you're getting with Teamzy is like a $60,000 a year personal assistant working for you, telling you, here's what you need to do today, boss. It's pretty cool. Okay, so here's the Tmz dashboard. We're all set up. And again, there's those goals we set. My goal was to do 9 prospects, connect with 6 customers and 4 distributors. You can see those goals are now on my dashboard. So my account is now customized to the goal I set and set up. And I've got zeros because I haven't done any work yet. I've also got 2 other goals. I want to share 3 times and add 3 people. So sharing, just really simply, you guys, when I share the business opportunity with somebody, that's a share. When I share a product solution for a problem they're having, that's a share. Okay, those are shares. Sending them a video from corporate is not a share. Make sense? That's me sending them something. A share is when we have a good conversation where I'm actually giving them a proposal of some sort. Otherwise, you're going to track stuff that's not. People find false security in tracking really weak shares and then wondering why they're not getting great results. Make sense? Okay. So those are my daily goals. Now, 5 days a week for 12 months, Teamzy's telling me this is what I need to do 5 days a week for 12 months to hit the goal I set. Cool, right? So let me show you how to do it. Now, Teamzy is a CRM. If you don't know what that means, that means contact relationship management. It's a type of software that keeps track of all your contacts. So if I go to my team page here, you'll see all my contacts are here and I can scroll through them. If I click on one, then I get all the information on them, right? I know the name of their dog and the name of their spouse and their favorite Starbucks drink and how long, everything, right? I have all their information. And you can also notice that each person has a star rating next to their name. I've given them a number of stars. Okay. So the star rating is how I prioritize the relationships in Teamzy. Now, what happens is most CRMs will do this. They're like a filing cabinet of information. But on the dashboard is where I get basically my assistant. That's this power hour section right here. And this is where you need to do the work. Teamzy will tell me, remember, it tells me what I need to do. 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors. Now it's going to tell me who to actually do that with. So if I look at my lists, I've got 4 lists in my power hour: my prospects, my customers, my distributors, and my follow-ups. Okay. And Teamzy tells me out of those groups who I'm supposed to connect with. And it does it based on the star ranking. So if I give somebody 5 stars, they're going to come up on my list first. And then when I connect with them, they'll automatically come back in 30 days. If I give them 4 stars, they're going to come up after the 5s, right? But then they automatically will come back every 60 days. 3 stars will come back automatically every 90 days. 2 stars will come back automatically every 120 days. So this lets me stay in touch with all of my contacts throughout the year, but I'm talking to my best people more often. Okay. It's important, you guys, because you got to spend more time with the best people, the people who trust you the most, because they're the ones most likely to help your business, either by joining you, purchasing from you, or becoming your advocate. Okay. 80% of your business comes from your 20% best relationships. You guys have heard of the 80-20 rule. So we spend more time with them. So once you've kind of ranked your list, Teamzy will automatically tell you every day, here's who to connect with. Okay, so let's really quickly, let's just do a quick little power hour demo and then we'll do some Q&A. So I'm going to work on my prospects first. Shelly's the first person who comes up. Now, this is where I used to get stuck. Okay, great. I need to message Shelly. What the heck am I going to say to her? Maybe we haven't talked in 10 years. I don't know. Does this happen? People come up on your list and you're like, oh my gosh. And so after we were, about 1.5 years into the Teamzy journey, people kept saying, Eric, you do these trainings, you make it sound so easy. I don't know what to say. So we added scripts. I put all of my best scripts into Teamzy for you guys. Even in a free trial, they're there for you, right? We don't charge for these. So what I'll do is go to scripts right here and just get an idea. Okay. I'm going to send her a Facebook message. So I'm going to choose that. And then I'll look for a script that I like. I'm going to just take the first one off the list. Here we go.
Where's the scripts at?
Where were they at?
Yeah.
Okay, they're right here. See, can you see where I'm circling my pointer?
down here.
Right here,
See, I
where
don't.
I'm going to log my connect on the right-hand side. Right here, it says scripts.
Thank you.
Sure
Sorry.
thing. No worries.
Hold on.
So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to grab a Facebook script and I'll take this first one. Here's how it reads in case you can't see it. I know some of you are on phones. It says, "Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome." Okay. See, Jane, I wish I had put you in Teamzy and I wouldn't have to change the name. Be perfect. All right. So I'm going to click on copy script. Obviously, Jane is our, not you, Jane in Teamzy. She's our, what we call our avatar. Have you guys ever heard that? She's our she's our, like when we built Teamzy, we imagined a person we were building it for. Her name was Jane. So that's why a lot of my scripts say "Dear Jane" or "Hi Jane." So look, I just pasted that script in Teamzy. Now you could go straight to Messenger and send it, but I like to do it here. That way I don't mess up and send the wrong name or whatever. So I changed the name to the correct name, and maybe just do a couple of emojis. Okay, hold on. I'm getting the spinning rainbow wheel. There it is. All right. My Mac got a little slow on me for a second. Here it comes, opening it up. So, maybe a couple of little emojis. I don't know. I was doing a demo a couple weeks ago, and I think I grabbed the same emoji with a little heart with the heart eyes. And somebody asked me, "Was that your wife you sent it to? Why are you sending that emoji?" Just so you guys know, it's just the first one I grabbed. Okay. Okay. So look, now what I did was I just copied the whole message. Now that I have it the way I want it, I'll just toggle over to Facebook and send her that message really quick. Right. So I'll look her up. Oh, look, I already have her open down here. So I'm going to go ahead and just paste that message in. Okay. And send her that message. Super easy. Good to go. And then just toggle back over and we'll finish logging that. So that was a Facebook message. Click on the blue log connect button. Done. Now the next person's Jay. Now I'm going to roll. I'm just going to use that same script, change the name to Jay. I've already got my emojis. I'm getting more efficient as I go. Now I'm using Facebook Messenger. You could send this message however you wanted, text message, Voxer, whatever, it doesn't matter. However you're messaging people. Now I like to use Facebook because that's where I message a lot of people. Close some of these other ones out. So there's Jay. We're going to send her a message. Okay. Just paste it and send it. Don't overthink it. Don't get stuck on this part, on the overthinking part. Just send it. So there we go. We're going to log it in Teamzy. I know I'm going fast, but you guys hang with me. So now let me show you what's happened here. When I scroll up, you can see now I've got 2 done. This circle's filling in. I only have 7 left. So I'm going to keep going down my list, messaging people until I hit my goal for the day, which is 9 for me. And that blue circle will be filled in. It's a visual cue that, hey, you're done with prospecting. Now go talk to customers. Okay. So what I would do is I would now message Cora and then Kelly, and I would just work my way down my list, probably using the same script. Honestly, there's no reason to change it much until I get those outgoing messages done to my prospects. Now, people will respond. Some people will respond right away. Some people will take longer. I don't want you to run off and have conversations yet. Stay focused on getting all your messages out for your power hour first. Okay. Otherwise, you'll get sidetracked. So even if they're coming in and you're like, oh my gosh, it's working, just wait a second. Let's get our messages out. Next list is customers. So as my customers come up, same thing. I'm going to send them a message. Now, in case, I don't know if I mentioned this, but when we're sending messages, we're not trying to sell them or recruit them. Our goal is just to make their day. We just want to make their day. Now, by focusing just on making their day, not only will it be fun because people will love it, they're more likely to respond. Okay? They're more likely to respond. You're not scaring them away in any way. So you can now have a chance to actually talk to them. And we'll talk about that in a second. So we're going to go down our customer list the same way. Melissa comes up, great. I'll go to scripts. Teamzy now knows it's customers. It's going to give me a new list of scripts, which is pretty cool. And I can pick some great customer scripts. Here's one. Congratulations on great results. Does that come up a lot with Xyngular? Yeah. Jane, you're doing great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on. Maybe she lost some weight. Maybe she got off medication. Congratulations, right? This one's great. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the products? You take out the products and put in what he purchased. Please send me an update and let me know how I can be of help. This is a great way, by the way, to get in touch, reconnect with somebody you lost touch with. Is this one. How are you enjoying it? Send me an update. Let me know if I can be of help. Okay, I love this one too. This is my favorite. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. So again, you just click on copy, you paste it in there, change the name, go send it wherever you're going to send it, and log it, move on. Now I get the pink circle filling in. My goal is 6 customers. I'm just going to message the first 6 just to stay in touch with them. Now, really quick on this, I know I'm running out of time with you guys. I just want you guys to understand staying in touch with customers. And by the way, what do you call them? Canceled customers? Or do you call them, canceled, or do you call them inactive? Whatever those people you call that aren't currently ordering from you, treat them the same as if they ordered yesterday. Stay in touch with them the same. Okay? Because they don't think of themselves as canceled customers just because they don't need it this month. Make sense? Stay in touch with them. Now, a magical thing will happen when you're in touch with your customers. And I don't just mean like, for the first 3 months. I mean, ongoing. When you're in regular contact with your customers, they order more product, they retain longer. Period. Not every single one, but statistically across the board, they will order more product and they will retain longer just by you being in touch. You don't have to message them and say, we have a new flavor. We've got peach, summertime peach. Was that one of your flavors this summer? Didn't you guys have peach or something? I don't see, right? Okay, see, I pay attention. So we got summertime peach. Would you like some? It doesn't have to be that. It could just be like, how the heck have you been? How's everything going? And she's going to say, I saw your post about the summertime peach. How was that? Now all of a sudden, why? Because you're in touch. Because you're in touch. Being in touch, they order more and they retain longer. And for those of you guys that are leaders, imagine what happens when your whole team has all their customers ordering more and retaining longer. That's the universal symbol for whoop, whoop, right? Yep, you got it. Okay, let's talk about distributors. So once I've connected with my 6 customers that circles pink, I go to my distributors. This is my team. If you've got a small team, this will be easy. If you have a large team, this will be incredibly important. Just reaching out to your team members. Hey, how's it going? I saw that you signed up a customer today. Congratulations. How have you been? Haven't seen you on the team Zooms in ages. Are you okay? Whatever the case may be, reaching out to people, sending them a quick message, not
Eric.
relying. I'm sorry. Did someone say something?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have a question because a couple of the girls on the call don't have distributors. So that's what I feel like we run into when we get to this point.
Yep.
So can you kind of help them with that when they're first starting out in their first building, because they don't have distributors underneath of them yet. And then I think a lot of times they get stuck at that point.
Great. So what I want you to do is, if you have no distributors, you put that number onto prospects goal. So in my case, I would add 4 to the 9 and I would do 13 prospect connects.
Okay.
Now, if you have 0 customers too, in this example, then I would start with 19 prospect messages a day. So, but then again, if you're starting at 0, your goal might not be 150,000 the first year.
Exactly. Okay.
Right. So yes. Let's just kind of look at that too. But whatever the goal is you set, if you don't have customers and distributors, you're going to put all of that number on prospects until your team starts to build, and then you can readjust. Makes sense?
That helps a lot for the girls, I believe. Thank you.
And so what you can do is, if you need to do that, what you do is right here on the dashboard, you click on edit daily goals. You guys see this? Edit daily goals. And then you can leave your income goal, go to the set income goal, continue. And then on this page, you can change it. So I could go 19, 0 customers, 0 distributors, and save. Okay. And then when I go back to my dashboard, you can see these are 0. So I still get 100% when I don't do any of those, and I just focus on my prospects.
Okay. Thank you very much. That helps.
Sure thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect in a power hour. We're going to connect with prospects, customers, distributors based on your goal. Okay. Based on your goal. Now, why is it so important? Oh, I forgot to tell you why it's so important to talk to your distributors. This is why. You worked really hard to get them, right? And it is a total bummer when they quit, isn't it? Yeah. The turnover rate is ridiculous. It's 50% a year. That's the average turnover rate. 50% a year. That means 1 out of 2 people you recruit quit the first year. So how do we keep them? Honestly, you guys, the best way to impact retention is by personal contact. Remember, we talked about deepening relationships, about investing time and connecting personally. So I know you've got Facebook groups, and you've got team Zooms, and lots of ways that you build community with your team. Some of you guys, even some of you top leaders, might even take top people away on retreats and stuff like that. But I'm telling you right now, regular contact through a text message or whatever is huge. It's huge. And that will mean the world to people, and they will stay longer because they love you, because they feel loved and supported by you. Okay. So that's why, by the way, that's why my company's called Teamzy, because the emphasis is on the team, right? We could have named it Salesy or Cheesy or Leadsy or any of the other weird things people are naming the copycats after. This is the emphasis on the team. That's why it's so important. So prospects, customers, distributors, that's the first half of your power hour. It's so easy. You just send those messages. And I'm telling you guys, there's going to be moments where you're like, ooh, just send it. Just grab one of those scripts, send the message. They're super nice. It's not like you're sending a message trying to sell them something. It's just a nice message. You'll be shocked at the positive response you get. Now, how do we get to the follow-ups list? Now, this is really important because I know you guys have been trying to kind of adapt some of the things you've been teaching in Xyngular for a long time into Teamzy. And so there's been some confusion on how to use the follow-ups list. Let me tell you guys, first, I want you guys to know it's Teamzy is flexible, so you can use it however the heck you want to use it. That's okay. I'm not telling you there's a right and wrong way, but I do want to tell you how we designed the follow-ups list, what we envisioned for you when we made it. The follow-ups list is going to be primarily for people who have shown interest. So these are people you've shared with, not just like, hey, Shelly, how's it going? How have you been? How was Christmas? We've gotten to the point in the conversation where she's like, I need to talk to you about, Xyngular. Let's talk. And great. And now we've talked and I've found out what her goals are. And we've talked about some of the products that could help her. Like that person, where I've shared with her about the business or I've shared with her about some of the products, I want her on my follow-ups list now. Because I'm not just staying in touch with her now to build the relationship and continue to invest in her. I'm actually showing her I'm putting on my professional hat. She's now on my follow-ups list where I'm going to show her how I take care of my customers, how I treat her professionally. Does this make sense? So let me just give you an example. I messaged Shelly at the beginning of our power hour, just a nice little make someone's day message. She responds, oh my gosh, so nice to hear from you. Great. You made my day. Perfect. So now she's responded and positively. So now I have a chance to try to get her into a conversation. So I may follow up with something like, how have you been? How are your holidays? Did you guys do anything fun over the holidays? Send me an update on what you guys are up to. So now I get her, oh, well, we did this, and she's telling me what, even if she just gives me a little bit about her holidays, great. Now I have something to ask more about and just get into a little chat with her. So we're chatting back and forth. Okay. What I want you guys to understand is you start by making their day. Then the next step is to just get really interested in them and ask questions. Just be really interested in them and find out what's going on with them. People will tell you what's going on with them, what's going on with their job, what's going on with their family. And now it becomes very natural for you to tell them what's been going on in your life. Right. So this won't happen 100% of the time when you're talking to people. Some people will be like, nice to hear from you. That's great. And you're like, yeah. And that's the end of the conversation. That's okay, because they're going to come back in Teamzy in 30, 60, 90 days. Over time, you'll get to a good conversation with everybody. Right. But some people will come back and you'll have a great combo. Okay. So now I'm going to tell her what's going on with my life. Here's what we did. Here's what's going on with my kids. Oh, and did I tell you about my Xyngular business? It's totally natural, you guys, to talk about your business as part of what's going on in your life. I'm not doing it because I've been waiting to sell you something right now. It's because I want you to know what I do and why I'm so passionate about it. By the way, without going off on a tangent, I'd love to spend an hour on that topic. But can you guys explain, are you guys able to describe what you do and why you're passionate about it? Write that down, because that's the key to the business relationally. What I do and why I'm passionate about it. Now, when I did Beachbody, I knew exactly what I did passionately. I help people lose weight. Because losing weight changed my life. And I knew how life-changing it was for others. I help people lose weight. So that company offered all kinds of things. That's what I did passionately, is I help people lose weight, get healthy, get fit. And so I would tell people that I lost a bunch of weight, and now I'm paying it forward. I got into business with the company that helped me, and now I help other people lose weight. It's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Guess what people said every time? Wow, good for you. That's great. When you share what you do and why you're passionate about it, people will be proud of you. They will be excited for you. Very different than the usual response to, hey, I do network marketing now. Right?
Yes, but you have to be passionate. That's the key too.
You do have to be passionate. If you're not passionate, really most of what I'm teaching you tonight, not going to work great. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the key. So once I'm passionate with her, now she's like, wow, that's really great. Good for you, Eric. People always ask me, people sign up for my boot camps, which are awesome. People buy I have a course for $150 on how to have a conversation with people. People buy it all day long. And I'm not saying that they're dumb. They need training on this, and I give training on this, but I want you guys to know the easiest way to talk about your business, the easiest way to ask somebody at this point, if they want to learn more, is just to ask them if they'd like to learn more. So Shelly says, oh my gosh, that's so great. Good for you, Eric. That's so awesome. And this is how I would do it, you guys, because I hate rejection. So I found ways to do it without getting rejected. So it comes out really great. So how many of you guys hate rejection? So here's how I do it. I would say, she'd say, great, good for you. And I'd go, yeah, it's been amazing. You know, and if you ever want to learn more about it, Shelly, just let me know. I'd be happy to send you more info. If you'd ever like to learn more about it, just let me know. I'll send you more info. It's so easy for her to walk away from that and not have to run away from it. But a lot of times people will go, yeah, you know, yeah, sure. A lot of people will say to you who aren't interested, will say, yeah, maybe some more information. Yeah, sure, Eric. Right? And so now they're in a place where I can go, yeah, okay, well, cool. You know, let's chat. Like, let's have a conversation. Maybe we can jump on a call or a Zoom or a FaceTime just for 5-10 minutes and like really talk, you know, get off the chat thing. You can tell me your goals and I can see if it's something I can help with. So you guys, getting to that next step becomes so casual and easy when you're coming from a place of passion and you're not holding tightly onto the desired results that I want this person to buy from me. Does this make sense? A lot of times this conversation, it at the very least plants the seed for a later conversation. They now know what you do and what you're passionate about it. The seed is planted. Now they will, and by the way, after these conversations, they'll be on your social media more. They'll be looking more at your posts. They're more interested in you because you've talked to them. Make sense? Okay, so fast forward. I'm going way off into the deep end here. Shelly says, yes, I'd like more info. We get her on a Zoom. And now she's telling me her problem. I've told her exactly how I can solve it. I've sent her some information on what products she needs and how we're going to help coach her through achieving her goal, right? So how do I put her on my follow-ups list and how do I stay in touch with her until she converts? Let me show you really quick. So notice that she's not on my list anymore because I already messaged her. So she's now in the flow. She'll come back in 30 days, but I can get to anybody by looking them up. Okay, so I'm gonna look her up. There she is. Takes me to her record. And so now what I wanna do is, let's say she and I had like a Facebook, what do you call it? A FaceTime. Let's say we had a FaceTime or something where we talked a little bit. So I'm gonna log that as a video chat. I'm gonna put all my notes from our FaceTime. And then I'm gonna click right here, share. See on the bottom left where it says share? That's how I log that I did actually share. So I'll take it off connect, which is the default, and I'll put it on products, okay? So boom, great. And then maybe I'll leave myself a note about what the follow-up will be. Now, but as soon as I put it on share, it turned to follow up on. You see that little calendar? And it defaults to 2 days from now, but you can click on that and change it to anything you want. I'm gonna follow up tomorrow. Okay, so now when I log this connect, you can see there's a planned follow-up now coming up tomorrow. See that? If I go to my dashboard, a couple cool things happen. One, I've got a share logged. That's how I log a share. And if I go to my follow-ups list, you'll see there's Shelly and she's due tomorrow. I don't know if you can see the word tomorrow because it's in yellow, but I can see it. She's due tomorrow. Okay, so the reason why I want her on my follow-ups list is because now we've shared. I know I'm not just reaching out to say, hey, hope you're having a great day. I'm reaching out to follow up on our conversation yesterday. So when I do my power hour tomorrow, I do the same thing I just showed you, message your prospects, your customers, your distributors. When you see this little red circle and a number, that means you have follow-ups due today, right? So when I go to that list, I can see the ones that are due today. Now she's not actually due, but we'll pretend. So when it's time to send Shelly a follow-up, what I do, it's just like sending a normal connect, guys. I'm going to go to my scripts and I'm going to get a follow-up script. You can send your own, but honestly, these are 20 years in the refining process. They work great. Follow-up number 1, here it is. It says, hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, so that's a great script for following up. So I'm going to send this in. By the way, just a little pro tip. Always tell them you're going to follow up Then you can tell them that you're following up like you promised that you would. Make sense? That you want your follow-ups to be received as promises kept, not something that's annoying. So there it is. Hi, Shelly, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? So what happens is when I'm talking to Shelly, she's so excited. She's like, I'm going to do this. This is going to be great. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, send me the links. I'm going to buy them tonight. And how often does that happen that they actually buy them tonight? Right? Okay, so the real stat is 80% of the time it does not happen. 80% of the time it does not happen. So I need to tell her, oh, I'll follow up tomorrow, see if you have any questions. Why? Because I know you're not going to actually buy this. So I've got this. Remember how we do it. We copy the message. We look her up. We send her the message. Okay. Facebook's constantly changing there. There it is. I'm sending the message. Boom, sent. And so what we do is we log that follow-up message in Teamzy. And when you log it, Teamzy is going to ask you, did that complete the follow-up that you scheduled? So you leave that checked and then add another follow-up because you want to keep her on the follow-ups list. So now let's say we'll follow up Friday. Okay, great. You can leave yourself a note if you want. That's going to be follow-up number 2. Great. Okay, and then you complete it. So that completed the follow-up I had scheduled and set a new one. You can see now she's due for Friday. See, it's green. It's a few days out. I don't have to worry about it today. When Friday comes up on my power hour, I will come in here and I will send her follow-up number 2. Okay. Hi, Shelly, just making sure you got my message, checking to see if you have any questions. Now, real quick on this. The way this works, you guys, is after you share, you put them on the follow-ups list and you want to keep them on that follow-ups list until they make their purchase or until they join your team, whatever it is that you're following up on. Some people will take 3 days. Some people will be on that list for a year. That's the way people are. You need to know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. That's not the 7th and 10th messaging total. You might have messaged them 7 times before you got to the first follow-up, right? In Teamzy, it's 7 to 10 follow-ups is 80% of sales. Most people follow up 3 or 4 times. And so a lot of people don't convert. They fall through the cracks. Does this make sense? Now, I want you guys to understand something really quick, and then we'll do questions. People are not ignoring you or ghosting you. Their life is just going on. It's just happening. Okay? It's just happening. What you represent is something new, something different. You represent change. And we are hardwired against change. And so they don't realize they're blowing you off. It's happening at a subconscious level. What they know is when you messaged me today, the dog was throwing up on the baby, so I put off responding to you. When you messaged me 2 days later, I was driving my car. Well, of course I can't pick it up now. That's irresponsible. Their life is happening. Okay? That's why we need to stay present with them. Now, a lot of people worry about being annoying. They worry that if they follow up too much, they'll be annoying and people will hate them. Does anyone have that worry? Maybe I'm a little too extreme. Not hate them, but be annoyed by them. So I'll teach you how to not be annoying really quickly, and then we'll do Q&A. But here's the thing. And you just if you use my scripts for follow-ups, they already follow these principles. There's 2 principles. This is how you follow up without being annoying. And I discovered this by trial and error over the years, you guys. As a business coach, people would pay me to talk to them on the phone twice a month. And then they would blow off my calls. Well, do you think I wasn't getting paid? No, of course not. I was charging that credit card. But I felt a duty to get in touch with my clients and give them the coaching that they were avoiding. Why would people avoid coaching? Because people sometimes avoid things when they haven't done the work. They feel embarrassed, right? So I figured out how to pursue them without being annoying so that they always really thanked me. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I missed our call, right? Type thing. And so fast forward how to do it through social media, how to do it with our industry. Here's the 2 principles. First one is don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to call you. Don't ask them to respond. If you have an event coming up on Friday, don't remind them they need to RSVP. Just don't ask anything of them. Okay. That's the first principle, is because they already know what the ask is. You don't have to reiterate it. The second principle is make your message short enough they can read the whole thing without opening it. Okay. Make your message short enough they can read the whole thing without opening it, because many times they will not open your messages because they're not planning on responding right now. They don't want to look like a jerk for having read it and not responded. So they won't answer. They won't even open them. And then what happens is they forget or whatever, and they go unopened completely, but they will always read them. I have not met a person who can let a message come in and not compulsively look at their phone to see who it's from. No matter what they're doing, no matter what they're doing, they could be in the middle of preparing dinner. Their hands could be covered in gravy and they will touch that phone with their elbow or whatever and look at it, see who's messaging them. So they will always get your message. If you keep it short and sweet and written, you don't ask them to do anything. Just remind them that you're there. Remind them that you're here to help them. Remind them that you care. Remind them that you talked about their goals and you really want to help them with that. Like reminding them of those, just being present. They'll always get the message. And what will happen, you guys, is you won't get a response at all. In most cases, 5 or 6 messages, you'll get nothing but crickets. Most people give up, but you won't, right? You won't, because you have Teamzy. So what happens is you will get a response, and it's usually something like this. I'm so sorry I haven't responded. Thank you so much for staying in touch. I really appreciate it. And usually they'll give you all the excuses they told themselves over the past several weeks why they didn't respond, right? It doesn't matter what the excuse is. You just need to understand what's really happening. It was a subconscious avoidance, but all those little positive messages helps them get to a point where they're ready to talk again. So stay in touch. So Teamzy Power Hour, send those messages out, prospects, customers, your team. Then as you have great conversations and you invite people to learn more, you put them on that follow-ups list and you stay in touch. You love them through the process. I want you guys to understand an important concept, and that's that following up is an act of love. If you're in this business because you truly want to help people, following up is an act of love. It's the only thing you can do in the beginning to help people, right? Shelly tells me her goals. She's excited, and then she stops responding to me. What do? I continue to be devoted to her like I told her I would. Told her I would help her. And so here I am following up long after I should, long after I've got every possible justification to stop following up with her. I continue to care for her. And that is why she'll be grateful I did. Does this make sense? And that is why she is going to be my advocate, because I treated her with such care and love. She's going to tell people about it. She's going to be comfortable introducing me to her friends, to her family, because of the way I treated and honored and respected her. Does this make sense? Okay. So I give you a little extra besides just how to use Teamzy. But the Power Hour every day, outgoing messages, then your follow-up messages. Okay. Now, if you guys are using Teamzy where you get a new customer and you set like 6 follow-ups for them, do you guys do that in Teamzy? Some of you? Like for the first couple months, like you want to follow up, like you said, all 6, that's fine. But I just want you to encourage you that once you get through that little early period, take them off the follow-ups list and let them cycle as customers. Okay. So that follow-ups list, you don't need to have hundreds of people on that follow-ups list. If that's you, you're overwhelming yourself. Let them cycle back just as through the customer list and you connect with them there, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and open it. If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them and or show you anything Teamzy you want to see. So go ahead and unmute and ask away if you've got questions.
Eric, this is Shelly. One thing that I wanted to make sure, and I don't know if you can tell us quickly how to do it, but is how to, I know I did it because I've done it on both my phone and my iPad where I've saved the Teamzy, on my home screen. Can you just kind of quickly tell the ladies how to do that? Because I have found that invaluable.
Yep.
Having it on everything that I can find it.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my phone hooked up here so you can see my phone screen. So Teamzy is a website, right? But you can do it on your phone. It has a great mobile website. In fact, most of our Teamzy people probably use their phone primarily. Okay, let me get this plugged in here. I need a new phone because the little cable port thing doesn't really work. How many of you guys want a new phone, but nobody wants to spend $1,200 on a new phone? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I even asked at the Apple Store, I go, how come a MacBook Air is less than a phone?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I almost just want to get, can you make me a small MacBook Air I can cram in my pocket? I'll take that. All right, here, I got it in here now. Okay. So it's loading up the phone. Tell me when you guys can see it. It's not, it didn't work, did it? Okay, let me try it again.
No, it's just spinning.
All right, let's try it again. It takes a second, but it shouldn't take that long.
Technology, isn't it fun?
Well, they keep updating Zoom, so it's slightly different every time I use it. I feel like there's a new Zoom every other day. I'll give it a second. If not, I'll just explain it to you.
I remember
Okay, so
it
while
not
this is
being
coming up, let me
hard.
explain it to you in case it doesn't come up. So if you have an iPhone, you'll go to Safari. You'll just go into Safari and go to Teamzy and log in. Okay, or on Chrome or whatever browser you use on your phone. I always use Safari, and then recently I told you guys at the beginning of the call I like Brave, so they actually have an app on iPhone, so I use Brave as my browser on my browser on iPhone now too. But whatever your browser is, go to Teamzy and log in. And once you've logged in and you're on your dashboard, then what you're gonna do, yeah, it's not gonna show me. It's not gonna let me share. Sorry, guys. What you're gonna do is if on the bottom of the web browser, in every browser, it's universal, there's a symbol. It's like a little square with an arrow sticking out of the top. That's like your share button, right? So you click that button typically, and one of the options will be to add to home screen.
Okay.
And if you and the add to home screen universal icon is a square with a plus sign inside it. Okay, so once you've added it to your home screen, it'll make a tile on your home screen on your phone that looks like an app button. And that will allow you to quickly just touch that, and it'll take you right to your home page, your home screen on Teamzy every time. Now, a couple things
Okay.
I wish this was letting me share so I could demonstrate the mobile, but you can toggle. You know, how you toggle between apps on your phone.
Mhm.
You can toggle between Messenger and Teamzy, for example. You'll have Teamzy open on your browser. So when I come to, just like I was showing you guys on the web version, I'll go to Shelly, and when I want to send her a message, I'll go to scripts, I'll copy my script, and then I'll toggle over to the Facebook app, Messenger app, and I'll send her the message, and then I'll toggle back to Teamzy and log it. So I toggle between my apps. So you don't need to touch that button on the home screen every time because you're toggling. That's just when you first log in. Does that make sense? Okay, otherwise you'll get irritated because it'll constantly take you back to the home page. You don't want that. So that's one thing you do, and I'm sorry I couldn't
Right.
show you. But you just add that to your home screen, then it's there for you. What other questions did you guys have?
Eric, I started Teamzy a while ago, and then my life happened. So to get back into Teamzy, I don't remember my passwords were or anything that way, but I also got stuck because I have 4,900 people on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I got really overwhelmed by the whole entire thing.
Okay.
So can you guys help me add my people on Facebook instead of me going in individually and adding them? I started doing it, but I feel like I gave up a couple years ago.
Oh, you can add the whole list all at once. It's very easy to do.
Okay.
It is?
So
Oh.
easy. Oh my gosh. Let me show you the
Okay.
instructions. Hold on a second here. It's super easy to do. It used to be, Facebook used to make it very hard, but then they had to change because all the laws, all the privacy laws now require that you can easily export your contacts. So, so what you're going to do is, see right here, it says Help Center. Sorry, I clicked it.
Yeah.
It said Help Center on the side. I'm going to open that up. Now, Help Center is going to give you all kinds of things that you can use to help you. But one of them is importing your contacts from Facebook. So right there, it says import your Facebook contacts.
Wow.
Where do you find the
Okay,
help?
so that's going to give me a video. Now,
What was that, Jane?
I got it. Never mind.
so
Okay.
there's a little video here where I actually demonstrate this for you. But if not, you can just read these step-by-step instructions. So it'll tell you how to do it. You go to Facebook, click on settings, click on your Facebook information. It shows you what to click. Okay. And then it'll give you a file of your friends. And then from Teamzy, you just go to add contact. See right there? Add contact, bulk import, where it says bulk import, boom. And then choose file, and you're going to grab that file from Facebook that we just uploaded, and it'll upload right to Teamzy.
And Eric, can we do it all on our phone if we don't want to use our computer? Is that a possibility?
You can't do bulk imports on your phone, but you can do everything in Teamzy on your phone other than bulk imports. Bulk imports don't work on the phones because the phones don't handle those files right.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. Let me be more exact by that, Renee. Doing it on your phone is extremely complicated, and so far I've only met like maybe 3 people who were able to get it done on their phone.
Okay.
So because you can technically save files on an iPhone, they have that file folder now, but it's really complicated. So if you wanted to do bulk import of your Facebook friends, that's all you would have to do is that one time, and then you can use your phone. Now, for those of you guys who saw those instructions and were like, forget it, that is way over my head. One of the things that we offer at Teamzy, we have a full-time crew of professional service people. They're amazing. You can set up a Zoom with my team one-on-one, and they'll walk you through setting up everything, getting everything imported. That's what I suggest you do if you feel overwhelmed. They'll even,
That's what I did.
that's what you did, Shelly. And you can even on your Zoom settings, allow them to take over your computer remotely. You can log in and they can do everything for you. So,
Wonderful.
so that's one thing you
Wow.
guys can do too. But yeah, once you get your contacts in, now 4,900 people, it may be you may feel like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of people. So you don't have to put all your Facebook people in all at once if you get overwhelmed by that. But for me personally, getting my Facebook friends in was like the best thing ever, because now I had a list to work through every day.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, if I put in 5,000 people and I only talk to 1,000 in the next 6 months, like I just talked to 1,000 people. Would I have done that before? Probably not.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Okay.
You know what's so funny? I was just talking with not talking. I always say talking, but we actually message. I was messaging with Danielle Morrow the other day, who I know is like
Love
our biggest
her.
fan. She's amazing, and she was telling me about, you guys have stuff going on right now, cool promos, and how many that they signed up. Like she and her sister signed up 20 distributors in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And she said, I hope she doesn't mind if I share this. I don't think she will, but I'm not sharing, am I? Okay, wait, let me just tell you what she said to me. She said, this launch is making it very obvious who on our team is faithfully using Teamzy and who is not.
Yeah.
My sister and I have already sponsored over 20 people today, and it's because we can move so fast due to Teamzy.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing.
Look, I know she's also, they're amazing and they're at a level in their business, right? But, when she said that to me, I was like, yeah, absolutely. And, not everybody, you can't compare yourself to others. What you can compare yourself is to your own potential, right?
Agreed.
And where you want to be and how much, how it helps you, if that makes sense. So, anyways, I thought I would share that with you guys, a little encouragement from somebody who's cranking. And
Well, and
I think
mostly,
she's universally liked by everybody.
and mostly for the girls, because they both between their children have so many different things going on a regular basis that, that in general helps them keep intact on a regular basis of what to do instead of thinking it. Because I think that's what everybody does is they overthink it, or their life is going on and they can't concentrate. So, for them, it helps them keep intact of what they need to do and do for their power hour. So,
yeah.
And the consistency, because the girls have gone up and down when it comes to their ranks and different things also. So it's nice for that to have the consistency every day.
That's absolutely it.
Totally agree.
All right. Any other questions before I sign off and send you guys off into the sunset tonight?
At the beginning, Jane had asked about adding scripts, our own
I
script.
found it.
Oh, you found
Yeah.
it? Well, then you can teach me how to do it, girl.
Okay, it's right on there.
It's really easy. Once you get in there, let me show you really quick. Where's Teamzy?
You lost it again, Eric?
Somehow I got back into the.
My scripts. Is it under my scripts?
Yeah. So when you go to scripts, you click on new script.
Ah, there we go. Got it.
All right, now just a little pro tip. See where it says filters? Make sure you choose a couple filters. Okay, I want this to be for prospects. Great. I want it to be for Facebook so that it shows up in the right spot. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll be at the bottom of the list. We want the top of the list. Now, one of the things you can do with scripts, which I think is really powerful, besides putting any scripts you want in there, if you guys have them as a team, you can put them in there. That's great. You can put emails in there and save them as scripts.
Oh,
And one of the options on Teamzy is if you have a Gmail account, you can send email from Teamzy. So you can click send as email, grab a script, and it allows you to have long emails pre-done. So for example, I'm talking to Shelly about Trim Down Trio, right? And we have a great conversation about what she needs. I'm telling her about Trim Down Trio, what a great product this is, what a great place for her to start. And she's excited about it. Now, if I've pre-written an email with more information about Trim Down Trio, links to order, the videos from corporate, everything embedded in an email that I've already built. So now I'm having a conversation with her and I say, you know what I'm going to do, Shelly, is I'm going to send you an email right now that has more info on this and it has instructions on how to order. I'm going to go ahead and fire that off to you and I'll check in tomorrow, see if you have any questions. So now what I do is I go into Teamzy. I've done this actually, you guys, I've done this standing with somebody with my phone in my hand. Let me send you this. I'm going to send you more information on it right now. I've gone in, I grab it. I change the name from Jane to Shelly. And well, actually, when I write my own scripts, I just do dear blank. Then I don't have to delete. I can just add, right? But, and then I hit send and it goes, shoo, and oh, I got it. And sometimes if you're with somebody, you say, check it. Did you get it? You know, but you can also do that when messaging. I just sent you the email. Did you get it? So, because, you know, emails go into the ether, right? So I never send an email unless I text or message along with it. That my team, have you guys noticed my customer service team does the same?
Mhm.
They'll text you and say they just emailed you. So that's because I know like email is like a 3% open rate, right? But those are cool because if you have those built out over time, if you guys have been doing the business a while, you've already created emails like that for every program that you guys do, but you've had to like from scratch it. Once you have it once, and then leaders, you can now give those as scripts to your team members. Like, here's a great email follow on, but change the links, make sure that they're your links. And so over time, I had all of these links and it came out as really professional when I could bang that out really quickly. Like, wow, there it is, you know? Does that make sense? So
Yes.
the scripts is really powerful. When we first launched Teamzy, you could share your scripts with everyone in Teamzy. And we had a system where people could vote them up and down. And like, you know, this script is the most popular with 20,000 likes. And I thought that was the coolest idea ever, I have to tell you. But people hated it. We got so much anger over that because people didn't want to share their scripts with other teams. So we had to take that down. And so now you can just put your own scripts in. So leaders, if you have a script you want to share with the team, you'll have to like send that to your team and say, put this in your Teamzy account. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Eric,
Yeah.
can you just show me again really quick how you add them to a follow-up list?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I didn't really demonstrate that much. If you log a share with somebody, it'll automatically put a follow-up. But if I just want to schedule a follow-up with somebody, there's a couple ways. If I'm sending her a message and I want a follow-up set after I send this, then I would set it in my message like this. Okay. So when I log this message with Cora, it would automatically set that follow-up. The other way I could do it is if I'm on her record on the team page. So if I look somebody up in the lookup bar and I want to put them on a follow-up list, from here, I just click on this follow-up button. You guys see that right there?
Okay, yeah.
And that'll allow me to set a follow-up for any date in the future. Okay. And then when I save it, now that follow-up is set. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it that way. Again, you can do it whenever you're sending somebody a message, like I had a conversation and I want to follow up next week, you can set it from inside sending the message also. And then now that I've got a follow-up set with her, when I log any sort of message with her, that's special talk for Xyngular, right? when I
Yeah.
log it, it's going to ask me, did that complete the follow-up you scheduled?
Okay.
If I didn't,
And
if
the
that
pre-
wasn't the follow-up, then I would uncheck it. Okay. And I can always
Okay.
add another follow-up to her record at the same time if I want to. Okay.
And the initial message, you hit the share button, correct? And that put it on the follow-up?
Yeah. So if you do a
Okay.
message and you click on share, as soon as I put it on a business opportunity, a product, you'll see that follow-up turns yellow, and it sets one for 2 days.
Okay.
You can change it.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yep. So we made that automatic because people would forget to put them on the follow-ups list, and they would have this great conversation and they would share, and then they would forget all about them. And it's hard to imagine forgetting all about them, but you guys know, once you picture doing Teamzy for a week, you've got 40 conversations going. Your brain can't keep up with them. That's why you need Teamzy to do it for you. Make sense? And so it actually gives you peace to know I don't have to remember anything. My power hour is scheduled for 9 o'clock. When I turn on my computer at 9 o'clock, Teamzy is going to tell me who to connect with.
Thank you so much for your help. Truly
Yes, thank you,
appreciate it.
Eric.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you, thank
Hopefully
you.
it was helpful. You guys, I will get this
Very
recording
helpful.
to you, Shelly, tomorrow at some point.
Awesome.
can
Thank
share
you,
it.
Eric.
Yep. Thank you all for having me, and I hope you have a great night. God bless you all, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Ladies.